welcome to Epiphytic Cacti. Today let's talk about import permits and shipping labels. I have an email in front of me from an order where the vendor was actually requesting a permit and my shipping labels. You can see here that it also lists out a cost that is incurred for a phytosanitary certificate, a site certificate, etc. So what we do to actually get this is we go to aphis.usda.gov. On the left-hand side, we're going to click Imports and Exports. And we're going to scroll down here and we're going to click Plants or Plant Products. And then we're going to, under Permits, we're going to click Plants and Plant Products Permits. Now you'll see a laundry list of different types of permits. This can be a little bit daunting and confusing, but this is the one we're after, PPQ 587. And what we want is plants for planting, including seeds. There's a section here that actually tells you what types of plant material requires a permit. It's worth looking over and reading just to understand. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and go back and then click Apply for a Permit. So there are actually two ways to do this. There is an online system, which I highly recommend, or you can actually do it in person. In the online system, what needs to happen is that you actually need to go through a process to get an e-authentication account. So you can read a little bit here, but go ahead and click e-authentication. And we were brought to this portal, and what we want to do is click Create Account. We want to check Customer and Continue and put in a valid email address. You want to make sure it is your valid email address and click Submit. And then let's go to our email. And you'll see an eAuth confirmation email. Go ahead and open that and click on Continue Registration. This will take you to a form. Go ahead and fill out this form and make sure that all the information that you enter is completely and totally accurate. Click Submit and then click Log into your application. Go ahead and enter in your information, your user ID and your password, and click Log In. And go ahead and click Create, Renew, Amend Application. And you want to click Plant Protection and Quarantine. Click Continue. Go ahead and click PPQ 587. Click Continue. And now you're actually taken to this page that indicates that in order for you to actually even get a permit, you actually have to verify your identity. So go ahead and click here to go through the identity verification process, which will take you to another website. Go ahead and click Verify My Identity Online and click Continue. Let's go through the terms of service a little bit. There are a few things that are going to happen. They're going to ask you several things. You're going to need a social security number and you're going to need a valid US mailing address. You're also going to need a driver's license. You're going to be asked several security related questions, like historical things about you personally that really only you should know, like old phone numbers, old mailing addresses, generally information like that. So proceeding on, if you agree, click I agree. That will take you to the identity verification form where you go ahead and enter in all of your information. This is where it will ask you for sensitive information such as your social security number, date of birth, etc. Once you click continue, you are going to have to then fill out all of those custom security questions about yourself to validate your identity, like old phone numbers, old addresses, etc. Once that is all complete, you should receive an email letting you know that your account has been verified. After that, let's go ahead and go back into the permit system. So back in the permit system, let's go ahead and click the PPQ 587 application, click continue, click new permit, and click continue. You're gonna go ahead and fill in, once again, even more information. Make sure that all of this information is correct and matches the address that you put in the verification system. Go ahead and pick your destination. For me, it's continental United States. The commodity type, go ahead and select plant material for planting and other purposes, and click enter new articles. Under the regulated article name, you essentially want to see if you can't find your specific genus that you're trying to import. If there are multiples, like if you, for example, when I had Cactus, Epiphytic, and Pfeifera in a package, all three of those genus needed to be added to the permit as articles, as separate articles. Otherwise, here you can see I'm just entering in Cactus. The other name section on this form is really reserved for if the name is not actually in the scientific list. Like if you can't find your genus, you can go ahead and enter a different name. For the country, go ahead and select whatever country you are importing the plants from. There's some other sections for other countries, Canadian province, Mexican state, and then in the section down, you've got the plant parts. I choose stem, whole plant, root, and leaf, just to make sure I'm completely covered. If I was actually getting seeds, I would also check seed. If it's not in the list, you would go ahead and enter the plant part or description. And then for intended use, it's just for planting and propagation. And then means of importing, airmail or parcel, shipping, or personal baggage, whichever one is applicable to your specific use case. Go ahead and click next. This is where, if you needed to, you can continue to enter new articles. So if I needed to do Pfeiffer or Epiphytic as well, I would just enter a completely new article for that. If not, I would just check done entering articles. For the inspection stations, the first time that I applied for this, I had absolutely no idea what inspection station. So what I ended up doing was just going through and picking almost all of them. I just pretty much go through and click, 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 and then just add them. Generally, what will happen is that when the application goes through processing, the person who is processing the permit is going to go ahead and pick the proper inspection station for your location. There's only so many inspection stations around the United States. So your package essentially will get directed to that specific station that is on your shipping labels. Once everything is selected, go ahead and click continue. And if you have any attachments, go ahead and attach them. I've never needed that. Go ahead and click continue and review, and then certify and submit your application. It's usually done processing in a week or so. It could take a little longer, it could take a little less. You will receive 2 emails. One email will have a PDF of your permit, and the other one will have a PDF of your shipping labels, and those are the PDFs that you need to save and keep and send when you are asked for them, like I was in the email at the beginning of this video. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching, and happy cacti growing.